You and your party stand on the charred, blackened ground of one of the infinite planes of the abyss. The air is staggeringly thick, and the act of mere inhalation stings your throat and nostrils. Having only moments ago stepped through a teleportation gate from the mortal realms, it takes you a moment to acclimate to this new place. Your hair still standing on end as a result of engaging with the latent static of an active portal. As your senses become your own, you peer through the darkness in which a bright flash of white-red light momentarily catches your eye. Think nothing of it and scan the immediate area, noting that the coast seems clear, and with that your party collectively stride forwards. It is not a moment later, however, that a new sound enters your ears. A cacophonous mixture of heavy, deliberate footsteps, sharp crackling, and guttural laughter. You stop in your tracks and look on in delightful horror as out of the gloom emerges a monstrous 12-foot-tall demon, a set of curved, charcoal-encrusted horns sprouting from atop its gnarled red brow. A pair of huge, almost draconic wings protrude menacingly from its back, and it brandishes a lightning-wreathed sword in one hand and a horrific, flailing whip born of fire and flame in the other. The crackling continues as the fiend looks towards you, baying with howled laughter as it eyes you with ever-increasing contempt. "I know what you have come here for," the Balor bellows, its fulminating blade thrust with uncontained malice toward your party. A wry smile crosses the fiend's knife-toothed maw. "And you shall not pass." Roll for initiative. With initiative rolled, it's time to get into the lore and ask the question, so just what is a Balor? Well, as described on page 270 of the 5th edition Player's Handbook, figures of ancient and terrible evil, Balors rule as generals over demonic armies, yearning to seize power while destroying any creatures that oppose them. Wielding a flaming whip and a longsword that channels the power of the storm, a Balor's battle prowess is fueled by hatred and rage. It channels this demonic fury in its death throes, falling within a blast of fire that can destroy even the hardiest foes. The Balor is the quintessential demon, embodying the chaotic wrath of the abyss itself, promising to bring despair and ruin to anyone attempting to stand in its way. When you think of a powerful, winged demon, the chances are this is the monster you are picturing. This fastidious fiend has an extremely well-rounded set of stats, with 4 of the 6, strength, constitution, intellect, and charisma, being on or above the 20 mark. This of course means that the Balor is incredibly resilient and simply laughs at you as you attempt to bring it down with your miserable mortal machinations. The Balor backs up this legendary tier stat lineup with massive saving throws for strength, constitution, wisdom and charisma, resistances to cold and lightning damage as well as all non-magical attacks, and straight up immunity against fire and poison damage as well as immunity to the poisoned status effect. The Balor is kitted out to mitigate as much damage as possible, putting a stop to all but the most frightening and well-prepared foes before they even have a chance to begin. As if this wasn't enough, the Balor has an additional ability called Magic Resistance, which does just what it says on the tin. As it reads, the Balor has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. So, to summarise, this leathery lout is resistant and or immune to the most commonly used magic damage types, takes half damage from any non-magical attacks, and, to top it all off, has advantage on any saving throw based magic attacks such as Code of Cold, Polymorph, and Banish, essentially making it mechanically resistant to magical crowd control. It's safe to say that these abyssal aggressors are fairly determined to make you out as nothing more than a minor nuisance. Or while you attempt to make a dent in the Balor's nigh-impervious hide, this infernal inconvenience does in fact fight back, and quite ferociously too. Armed with a pair of magic weapons, the Balor's armoury most commonly consists of a longsword imbued with the power of lightning storms, and a whip, wreathed in fire and flame, continuously lashing out in discordant pleasure, like a hungry tongue of fire. The Balor is also constantly surrounded by a burning aura of ash and heat, that chokes the surrounding area, making getting close to a Balor an even more arduous task than it should have been already. Not that getting particularly close to this blazing Beelzebub is in any way advised. On top of all of this, if you do, by some divine miracle, manage to bring the Balor to its calloused knees, the demon has one final trick up its sleeve. If it's going down, you're coming with it, and with one final act of satanic stubbornness, the Balor explodes, releasing all of its hate, malice, and spite.
all in the form of a fiery explosion that destroys the fiend and deals massive damage to anyone or anything unfortunate enough to be caught within the blast radius. Mechanically speaking, the explosion states that it also destroys the Balor's weapons. However, as a DM, I personally like to ignore this part and give my players even more of an incentive to take it down. I mean, who doesn't want a flaming whip or a storm sword? Also, who's saying there isn't some demonic, story-diversifying string attached? But anyway, to be honest, it's a mean feat to actually get to witness a Balor's death throes, and encountering this foe is far more likely to lead to a premature finish for your adventuring career, as it teleports behind you, making the last words you hear some horrendous abyssal babbling, which would probably translate to the demonic equivalent of, nothing personal, kid. A Balor encounter is a surefire way of guaranteeing that your players know fear, but what purpose would a Balor have battling mortals anyway? Well, Balors are incredibly diverse in motive and are extremely intelligent, some of them having had centuries to come up with plots and ploys that would threaten the mortal realms. A powerful summoner could have struck up a bargain with a Balor, promising the monster a way out of the abyss in exchange for its assistance in helping to overthrow a kingdom. A dragon could be having a hard time dealing with a Balor that has awoken under its lair. As the Balor is practically resistant to the dragon's main form of attack, the draconic denizen may look to recruit adventurers to do its dirty work for it. Or perhaps the Balor is the guardian of an abyssal artifact that the party require to further their goals. Or maybe, just maybe, the barbarian really wants to get their hands on a fiery whip of destruction. I mean, who knows? To cap off this entry, the Balor is an immensely powerful and resilient foe that takes great pleasure in stopping any and all adversaries in their tracks. It has a thought process that revolves around conquering and killing and conquering, making for an ideal roadblock when the party needs to face something as determined to achieve victory as they are.
Hello everyone, and as always, thank you very much for watching this video. We hit 50 subscribers recently, and I'm really happy to see people are out there enjoying the videos and getting inspiration from this content. If you did enjoy the video and haven't already, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I'm full steam ahead with planning more videos, and I can't wait to share them with you all. Again, thank you very much, and until next time.